Hey, what's up, guys? It's Cody here. I wanted to pop on before this episode and kind of call my own foul. We recorded last night, and once we got done with the episode and we were doing our editing and everything like that, we discovered that I somehow recorded my audio on my computer mic and not the mic that's right in front of my face. I don't know how. I did the same thing that I do every week, and it's really bums me out because I feel like we had we have a great episode, some great conversation, but my audio does not sound like Josh's, so that definitely sucks. And ironically, in this episode, we talk about when you commit to putting out something each week and you're still relatively new at it and kind of learning how to do it, to be quite honest. Some of that stuff that you put out each week is going to have some warts and some defects, and it's not going to be perfect every time. So just wanted to preface this and let you know kind of a reason why it is the way that it is. So we do our best to put the best product out each week that we can, and sometimes stuff happens, I guess. So still a great episode. Hope you listen, and we're going to continue to get better each week. And next week we'll be back again, and it's going to sound better than ever. How about that? Thanks, guys. See you next time.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hardpoint. To the Hardpoint, episode 11. One. That
had a little bit of a jingle to it. I think
Welcome
we're on
to the Hardpoint. The
Hardpoint.
There you go. That's a bop. That was off the cuff too, man.
That was
bars for days. How you doing, buddy? We're episode 11. We're moving on up.
Micah Parsons.
Okay, Micah Parsons. That name sounds familiar. Is that another football player?
He's a current Cowboys player on the defense.
Okay. All right.
Except he tends to flame out the later part of the year. Doesn't show up when it really matters. So,
well, this episode
pretty much like the entire team.
Hopefully, this episode doesn't come in strong and then flame out. That would be disappointing for the listeners for sure.
That's not how we structure this show. We go strong all the way through.
We're flaming hot the whole time, man. We keep this fire burning. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. So, to let the listeners in a little bit, I haven't talked to you since last week when we filmed, basically.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever come in colder to an episode. If you remember from last week, I'm traveling for a school right now, and it's a pretty serious school. I have got like homework, and I gotta come home and study and shit. So I really have just not had time to do anything but do class stuff. So yeah, it's this is a nice break from all that shit.
Yeah, that's good. It is Sunday night too. We typically don't record Sunday night. It's kind of hard to you gotta find some juice, like some internal juice Sunday night to get up for this thing.
Where's the juice, man? I need some juice. You got some
black juice, right? Yeah. I had to do something. I was sitting on the couch. You know how you say that you sit where you're completely horizontal, but your neck is like. Yeah. I've been like that for about the last 3 hours watching this AFC divisional game, and I was like, man, I gotta find that juice somehow.
Laid up, yeah. You gotta get a little pep in your step, man. It is. Being on the road, I realize when you're without your I don't know, podcasting is like the dumbest thing to need to limber up for, but you really do. You really need to do something physical that gets you in the zone. Make sure you remember how to talk. Make sure you got some material or some jokes lined up before you hit record. Because if you come in cold, you're just gonna I don't know. You're gonna flame out.
I was gonna say you want to come in ready because you want it to be good. I think we care about this and we want to put a good product out there. I think we could come in cold, not giving a shit, and it would sound shit. But I think when you want it to be good, then you try and come in a little bit of, juiced up, ready, have a few things up your sleeve.
Yeah.
But you're right. It does sound weird. in theory, it sounds like something you just sit down and start talking, but you kind of gotta like. I like to sit down beforehand and like jam some music.
Yes.
Kind of relax for a second. Like, I don't know, just something to get me kind of hyped up.
Yeah. Well, hopefully once I get back off the road, we got a couple more virtual episodes we got to knock out, and then I'm off the road for a little while. So we've got a really fun live and in color episode lined up here in a couple weekends. It's actually kind of serendipitous that you're wearing your Gideon hoodie, but we're gonna go watch some live music, and we have an interview lined up with one of the musicians who's playing that night. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really psyched.
It's a secret, though. Stick around.
Stick around. More to follow on that one. But yeah, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to doing a lot more live and in color. We had a whole schedule lined up where it was like, okay, I'll go to you, then we'll do a couple virtuals, then you come to me, and then just life happened, and we just haven't been able to do it that way.
Yeah, the travel schedule's been tough, but I think we knew like there was going to be some obstacles that we had to work around, so it's no big deal. And we changed your camera, so I think it's going to look a lot better this week too.
Yeah, my mouth matches my words. Yeah. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll line it up in post.
Yeah, it's when you make a commitment to put something out each week, no matter what, sometimes there's some caveats, with that product.
Few hiccups.
Sometimes there's some little things. Yeah, a few hiccups, but
yeah,
it's either you put it out with those flaws or you don't put something out, and. I think it's better to just kind of work with what we got than, I don't know, stress too much.
I told Cody,
stuff.
I said, if I got to just straight up like call you on a phone and we record a phone conversation and that's the podcast, we will not miss an episode. We will not miss an episode. So
this is kind of out of left field, but I'm curious your take on it because you said it was no big deal. You were going to be giving some sort of public speech here in the next couple of days, and I would not be able to sleep tonight knowing that I had to give like a public speech. And you were just like, yeah, it's no big deal. Does that not bother you at all?
Okay. Hold on. First of all, you could do it if you had to brief things that you do for your job, then you could do it. You could give a good presentation to literally a handful of people. I'm not like giving a keynote address or at a college graduation or something. Like, it's going to be a handful of experts in my field, and I've got to convince them that I am smart enough to be like them. It's nothing crazy, man, but it is I've got to stand up there and I've got to brief about 30 slides worth of information that I am not super confident on, but I'm pushing through.
Well, that's mighty brave of you.
Well, thanks, buddy. I feel encouraged by that. No, it is what it is. I think in my line of work, I have to. Every school I've ever gone to, there's a portion where you got to give a brief. You have to give a fucking PowerPoint, which right out of the gate is like, when has that ever been fun? And also, is that really what we're saying is the marker for someone being good at their job? Is they can,
right?
Hey, I know he's good at it because he gave a really good PowerPoint.
Aren't they called slide decks now? Or
slide
something?
decks.
Is there a new word?
They use charts. Charts is the big like.
Okay.
Hey, let me see those charts, man. Let me see your charts. I call it a PowerPoint because you build it in PowerPoint. I was
gonna say there's no reason to juice that word up. Let's just call it what it is. It's a PowerPoint.
It's a PowerPoint. So it is what it is. I've been working on. Yesterday, I worked on the same slide for like 4 hours. It's one of those. It's like a diagram, right? So you got to have like everything mentioned and labeled and all this stuff. And boy, oh boy, it's rough. But anyway, yeah, it's all right. I'll get that done and then hopefully get my check mark and come on home. Looking forward to that.
Is this your third week?
Going into week 3, yeah, which is bonkers.
And so when are you coming home?
At the end of week 4, so I'll be home.
Okay.
2 weeks from yesterday.
Okay, so you're like your halfway point right now.
Yes, I just crossed over the threshold. I'm in the downslope, but man, it feels so. My wife came to visit. Actually, she flew out to spend the weekend with me, which was really cool. But man, I kept saying over and over again. It was kind of killing the vibe almost, but I was like, I can't believe I have to do all this like again. Like I've got to do 2 more weeks out here. I miss my kids so much.
Right.
I miss the hell out of my kids, man. They miss me. It's like, no, this is not good. I want to get home, man. I'm not having a bad time, but I'm ready to go home.
Sure. Well, that's a long time to be away from home, just in general. Like the average person does not spend 1 month away from their home and their family. Like that's just not a normal thing to do. So it is. I mean, it's reasonable that you're getting tired of it.
And in the military, I'm complaining. Like I'm in a hotel and my meals are paid for, and I got a rental car and all that stuff, and I get to go to the gym most days. It's not bad, I'm not deployed or anything, but a hotel just gets old after a while, man. I remember how excited I used to be when I didn't travel as often. How cool it feels to open the door to a hotel room that someone else paid for. You know what I mean? That your job paid for you to go to. It's just like, I'm rich. You feel like Kevin McAllister in Home Alone 2. But I've done it so much for my current job that I'm kind of like, whatever. I could not tell you what any of the last 5 hotel rooms I stayed at looked like on the inside.
It's funny you say that, because as somebody who does not travel for their job, I've always thought that a job that required you to travel sounds like the coolest thing ever. And when you talk to people that do that, they kind of say something similar to what you said, like, yeah, it's cool until it's not, and then it's really not cool.
It's cool until it's not. Like my hotel room is not very spacious. It's pretty small. I'm actually sitting at my little homework / podcast nook right here. It's literally just a tiny desk. I really don't have I keep my computer and all my notes out. So when I eat, I have to sit on the edge of the other queen bed that I'm not sleeping in. My laundry tends to pile up. So I have to kind of put it in this back corner where I never go.
Sure.
It's just kind of a pain in the ass. But I brought my Xbox. So the first week I was here, I was running HBO and Comedy Central pretty nonstop. I actually kind of got tired of not being in control of what I was watching. So, threw the Xbox on, watching Netflix.
What do you mean, like the TV? Just watching TV kind of sucked?
Yeah, like passive TV. You know what I mean? I was just kind of it's weird because I've been a cable cutter for several years now. Mm-hmm. We haven't had cable or a cable bill or anything like that. So, commercials bug the shit out of me, man. And I forgot how frequent they come on, man. Whether it's sports or especially fuck watching a movie on cable, man. You're talking imagine watching a movie, kids. This is back from the old days. Watching a movie and every 10 minutes there's a 10-minute commercial break. So it's 10 on, 10 off watching a movie. And
it's not really at a good they will just stick it right in the middle of dialogue or something.
Yes, or a fight.
They're not strategically placed.
No, they just and then it's you're listening to fucking I have a structured settlement and I need cash now or some shit. The big one right now is the fucking Whopper song, dude. Whopper, 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 Whopper.
Oh,
that song drives me fucking bonkers, dude. And it's I know if I hear it, I'm in a hotel room. It's synonymous with being in a hotel right now.
Okay, you know which one I hate? Did you watch any of that game just now?
I didn't watch it. No, I was watching something else.
I'm sure you've seen this. It's the Apple commercial where it's the 2 plugs in the wall and they're singing.
No.
You haven't seen that?
No, I haven't seen that.
It's an Apple commercial advertising the battery length on their phones or whatever. And it's literally a little wall socket, but they're animated. And it's singing and rapping over this beat. I don't even know. I forgot how it goes, but these little plugs are just singing, rapping, asking why it's taking so long to come plug. We used to have that energy. Dude, it sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks. I hate it so much.
Just from the verbal description, that sounds like shit.
And they do it every commercial break, too. And it's one of those that drags on.
I fucking hate commercials, man. Commercials are so fucking terrible. They used to not be so bad, I think, when you didn't know any better, but now that we have Netflix and HBO Max and all that shit, it's a hard pass, man. Watching cable to me is hard.
Right.
It's hard to do.
So we can move on to our next thing in just a moment. I wanted to follow up on your hot food video. I wanted to kind of get a little after the credits rolled,
a debrief.
Yeah.
It didn't end up hitting me too bad. So for anyone who doesn't know, I cut a YouTube video on my YouTube channel of me
I'll
eating
link it in the description.
of me eating some super hot Thai food. Which when I ordered it, I didn't realize I was ordering like hot enough to get your picture on the wall Thai food. But it didn't hit me too bad, honestly. I was a little gassy the next morning. I was a little bloated. I definitely took like a pretty hot shit, like burning the beehole a little bit. Definitely knew what it was when it was coming out.
Yeah.
There was
no question.
Yeah, there it is. But nah, it wasn't too bad, man. I eat hot stuff all the time. I will say, you texted me a couple days later and were like, "Hey man, I want to eat some hot shit with you." And I was like, "Are you sure?"
Dude, I think it would make for I am going to die.
You're laying it all on
and
the line,
I think
man.
that would make great content, bro. I put my body in the line.
What is the hottest thing you've ever eaten that you enjoyed?
That I enjoyed?
Yeah.
I gotta be just like some sort of wings or something. I don't know.
Hot wing, yeah.
Yeah. So one time I went to Buffalo Wild Wings and I ordered mild, and the wings came out, and I took a couple bites, and I was like breathing fire, dude. Like smoke coming out my ears. Like I was dying.
Tom and Jerry shit.
And then I looked. Well, yeah. And then I looked at the sticker on. They had the little round stickers on the boats or whatever.
Right.
And it said wild. She thought I said wild. I'm like, no, I wanted mild. Yo, those should not sound that similar if they're that far apart on the spice chart.
You gotta enunciate. You hurt yourself, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you've seen me. If the mild's like too mild, it'll get me sometimes.
Yeah. I know, and like, I don't know. I enjoy it. I've gotten to where I used to not care for spicy food, but I guess I just want to feel something. So I'll meet the challenge, man. Like I never like, I don't like hot chip challenge. I've never eaten like a raw ghost pepper or Carolina Reaper or anything like that. I'm not
doing
like
the flavor. Like
yes, like a hot plate of food is what I want, not a fucking endurance test. I'm not interested in that. But I do love a good like real spicy salsa, chips and salsa. Yeah, that's my jam.
I do enjoy spicy. I can't handle it very well, but like if I can get something a little spicy or not spicy, I'll get the spicy. I enjoy it, but it just doesn't take much to like overpower me.
Do you like ramen? Do you like have you ever had like spicy ramen? Good spicy ramen?
I've had like a regular ass packaged ramen.
Yeah, some Manchuran or whatever. I could find you some good ramen that doesn't have anything crazy in it. That's pretty damn spicy.
Next time we hang out, you and I are going to a Thai place, and we're gonna get 2 tins.
2 tins.
We're gonna film it.
10 spices. 10 chili peppers.
And then we're gonna have 911 on speed dial.
You'll be all right, man. You'll be all right. I was all right. You'll be all right. You know what I was watching right before we called? I was watching TikTok videos about adults who hate going to Great Wolf Lodge. And I am so upset because I fucking love Great Wolf Lodge. Have you ever been to a Great Wolf Lodge before? I'm
very aware of it. I don't know if I've actually been inside or not.
So it is, one of the videos actually had a pretty good description. It's like a Motel 6 and a Chuck E. Cheese had a baby.
Okay.
It really is not a great hotel. Like the hotel portion is not a great experience. They don't have mobile check-in. In 2024, they don't have mobile fucking check-in, which is crazy.
Okay. Yeah.
The lines for everything are pretty horrendous. Like depending on what time of year you go, it can be pretty shitty. And then there's an indoor water park, man. An indoor water park. It is amazing, man. I don't know, man. I always have a good time. Anytime we take the kids to Great Wolf Lodge, I just didn't understand, like, why are all these adults hating on Great Wolf Lodge, man? I've never had a bad time at Great Wolf Lodge.
Are they going with the kids, or are they just going alone?
Nah, I mean, if they're going alone, they're weird, man. If you're an adult and you go to a place like Great Wolf Lodge or Chuck E. Cheese, for that matter, and you don't have a kid with you, you're a pedophile. Or you have a developmental disorder. I don't know.
Yeah.
One of the two.
I know y'all are pretty great Wolf Lodge frequenters.
We are, man. It's a great, easy, quick, a reach out and grab it mini vacation.
And they have alcohol. I know the last time you were there, you sent me the fattest cup of Jim Beam ever.
I do remember that. Yeah, they have a bar in the pool area, and you can go. And I at the time I was drinking, I ordered a double Jim Beam, a double Jimothy Bimothy, and it was a Dixie cup ish, full to the brim, and they only charged me.
Here's your whiskey.
Yeah, I'm literally when you get a drink that's too full and you gotta sip the top off, but it's whiskey. I'm doing that. I'm like, fuck, man, that's too much tuna. But it's a good time, man.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I've never had a bad time, man. You got to check out Great Wolf Lodge, man. I'm gonna take you to a Great Wolf Lodge one of these days.
Next time you're there, last time you were there, you said next time that you're there, you're gonna hit me up because I live in the area.
Yeah,
right here.
Well, this is it. Consider
drive on up there, buddy.
We're coordinating right now, man. You can borrow my kids. That way no one thinks you're a pedophile, and then you can just you can be at Great Wolf Lodge and not make it weird.
Sweet.
The slides are good. They have pretty good water slides. Some of them, they got the one that's like a big cone, and it dumps you out in the cone, and you kind of slosh around in that one. That one's fun. Got stuff like that.
Do they have a taco where it's
They don't have the taco. The taco is kind of a rare thing. I think a lot of people have gotten hurt on tacos throughout the years.
Really?
Did you ever? So in our hometown, Amarillo, Texas, we had a water park for a spell. It's gone now. It got paved over. Did you ever go there and ride the taco?
I think so. I have a taco in my memory. It's got to be that one.
It's one of those tacos, yeah. For those of you who don't understand the taco, it's literally a slide that looks like a taco. Imagine a giant white, but it's like a water slide. It doesn't look like it, but it has these ridges that keep you from sloshing over the edge. But I'm fairly certain, I'm going to research this, that people have sloshed over the edge. If you're too heavy or you...
The ridges are like 2 inches tall. They ain't nearly tall enough.
Nope. Nope. I ain't riding the taco, man.
It's more like a lip. A small lip.
A lip. No. I need more than a lip, dude. I'd rather smack a wall and be knocked unconscious.
Need a barrier.
Than fly off the taco at full speed, man. Hell no.
Dude, that is I feel like I've had dreams before of going down a water slide and flying off the fucking... the corner or something.
I have a lot of ride anxiety, and a lot of it, I do have a heights thing. I'm terrified of heights. I don't like heights. So that may be a piece of it, but I will not ride a carnival ride. You're telling me you set that up in a week, and now you want me to pay $15 to get on your rickety-ass ride? Hell no, man. Nope.
Not only did you set it up in a week, but the guys that set it up are probably getting paid $10 an hour.
Yeah.
I feel like not a lot of certifications
and
involved.
They're not allowed
not a lot of
100 feet of
checks.
a school. Yeah, they're fucking... Yeah. There are no professionals in sight. Do not ride carnival rides, people.
Dude. Carnivals or fairs, if it's...
Skip.
Dude. Yeah. If it's an amusement park like Six Flags or Wonderland, is that still there?
Wonderland is still there. Yeah. Wonderland's thriving, apparently.
Something like that, I'm more inclined... And I'm saying this. I haven't been to an amusement park in, 5 years, 10 years. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I'm out on the mobile ones. There's just no way.
No. Yeah.
No
it's
way.
just there's just no trust there. I don't know. You couldn't get me drunk enough. No, to lay it all.
I remember the fair one had one where it's it was this. And it rotated like this, and you were on one end, and it spun independently. So you're doing this, but then you're also doing this.
No.
And it would slingshot you, dude. And it's and it was tall, tall.
Skip. Fairs and carnivals in general is a big skip for me. I don't know, man. It's just everything's mad expensive. The people that run it. Don't know if I love them. Yeah.
I feel like shootings. A lot of them happen at carnivals too. It seems like.
Just
the shots fired, people running, scattering. I don't know.
Yeah. Fuck that, man. But water rides do feel safer. Like if given the choice, if we're down in the Dallas area, I'd much rather go to Hurricane Harbor than to Six Flags because water rides have a feeling of being safer, which is weird because people drown all the time. But I'm much more of a water park guy than a theme park guy.
It seems like with water, I guess besides like the slides that go straight down, I was going to say water themed rides tend to like just put you up in the air for no reason less.
Yes. Yeah, like it's literally like worst case scenario on a water ride. It's you're going to fall a little bit and they're going to be in some water. And you're swim to the edge and you're done. But with carnival rides, it's like they got to pick you up. Or not carnival rides. Fuck, we ain't riding carnival rides. But like Six Flags or like theme park rides, they like to pick you up and like, like just fucking drop me, man. I don't want to do any of that.
Like the Superman, dude. That's my most feared ride at Six Flags. It's the one that just goes straight up
and then just straight
and then it
down,
just
right?
drops you. Yeah, I'm good. Like
No.
that. The only thrill of that ride is just being really high and then getting dropped. Like that's not fun to me.
No, I'm not interested in that. I know a lot of it's like licensing, but it's like Superman never does that. Why do they call it the Superman? Superman never just like plummets to the earth like this. It's like someone shot him with a kryptonite
straight up
bullet.
and then
Get real.
No. Well, and the Batman one, like the only distinguishing feature on the Batman ride between any other roller coaster is that your feet are dangling. What does that have to do with Batman?
Okay. Well, I will say the Batman one is pretty fun. I actually
It's fun, but what does that have to do with Batman? Like, why is that the thing?
Or the Mr. Freeze for while we're at it. Wait, is the Mr. Freeze still there? I think they shut Mr. Freeze down.
Yeah.
Is it there?
Oh yeah, maybe they did.
That's the one. Mr. Freeze shoots you out of a tunnel at like 60 miles per hour, and you go through all these loops, and then you kind of like stop, and then you go the whole roller coaster. You do it all over again backwards, which is wild.
That's pretty unique. See, that's a roller coaster that set itself apart.
It did, yeah. But Mr. Freeze never did any of that shit.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with him.
Shot him with an ice gun. That was it. Anyway. All right, hey, let's do a, what are we going to call it? A True Detective check-in.
A watch along.
A watch along. Watch along with us, won't you? Join us.
Watch along. Watch along.
Watch along with
it's
us.
like one word. Watch along.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, Cody kind of got me interested in it, in this new show that's just come out. It's an anthology series called True Detective. It's on HBO, and Max, the streaming service that used to be called HBO Max. Now it's just Max.
Weird rebranding.
I have not seen the first two or three seasons. I can't remember. 3 seasons, right? This is season 4.
There's 3, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have not seen any of the first 3 seasons. Cody's seen everything. But we.
I've seen 1 and 3, like half of 2. 2 was not great. So
okay, 2's not great. Okay, 2 is the one with Vince Vaughn, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And Colin Farrell or Farrell Colin or whatever that dude's name is.
Yeah, the Penguin. So we decided. He kind of got me into it, and he kind of was like, "Hey, man, good show. It's fixing to start a new season." So I thought, what the hell? I'm in a hotel. I don't have much to do in the evenings besides do homework. So we crushed episode 1. Came out this week. Episode 2 is actually coming out tonight as of this record. So we'll watch that and catch you guys up next week in case you are watching along with us. But
we'll be a week behind just based off the way that we record and it drops. But kind of is what it is.
And if you are trying to watch the show, or maybe you want to wait until it all comes out and you want to crush it all at once, maybe skip ahead the next 15, 20 minutes and avoid the spoilers. But I think we will probably get into some episode specific spoilers on this. But yeah, let's talk about it, man. How'd you feel about it?
I would like to say first off, I love shows that drop 1 week at a time. This is great. I miss the communal let's watch an episode, let's digest. Let's watch an episode, let's digest. I
bite
hate
by bite,
the
baby.
full. Yeah, this is great, and it allows us to do something like this. I loved this first episode. I watched it this morning. Okay. You watched it like a week ago, right? So it's probably not quite as fresh on your brain, but not that long ago. Man, the first 5 minutes, I almost felt like I was watching a horror movie. Almost like it had a very like eerie, creepy, like just what's going on here type tone.
Very much.
Overall, I got a lot of thoughts. I was taking notes here. What did you think about it, just like in general?
I'm the same, man. I'm very intrigued. It's real, definite like horror vibes. There's a lot. I can tell there's going to be a lot about violence against women, and very specifically, It's going to be a lot of violence against First Nation women and Native American women, which is I think they actually had. I think it was at the end or the beginning of the episode. I can't remember, but they do have kind of a big card that's like, hey, it's fiction, but this is an actual like huge problem in these communities,
right?
Which is makes it more terrifying, honestly.
Sure.
I thought it was really good. I thought, with all that, like, I feel like there's always like, okay, if a show is going to set out to tell a story that's going to focus on that, I think a lot of people's first concern is like, okay, is this going to be like super woke? Is this going to be just like, like one of these
right.
like real, like, hey man, we're making a real inclusive and, trying to tell highlight an issue while we tell our story. It's really not like that. Like, they actually do a pretty good job of making it a very measured approach and kind of represent
right.
everyone who could possibly live in this community, whether they are,
right.
First Nation, Native, or just a white person who happens to be there. It does take place in Alaska, I believe.
Yeah.
So the season is called Night Country. So obviously,
right.
It's just dark all the fucking time, which is you feel it in this show. Like, you feel like it's just dark, and you keep waiting for like a sun to come out, and it never does. Like, it's just dark.
Well, they say something early on, like apparently up there, like there's a span of time throughout the year where the sun does not come up. And somewhere earlier in that episode, it said like the third day into like a sunless day. And I don't know how long that span lasts. But there were two things that really stood out to me that I really liked. And one is just the setting in general. Like, I feel like that town, that location, it being dark, like you said, just the night country is like a character of in itself.
Yes.
It's creepy. It's a very small town. It's cold. Like, anytime anybody goes anywhere, they have these giant jackets on. Like, just a very small way of living, it feels like.
It is. But I will say, not to cut you off, even, like, I know I'm teeing it up, like, it just sounds like it's just fucking dark and all the light is coming from an indoor space. There's a really interesting way that they shoot the outdoor scenes to make it look cinematically beautiful. There's a one shot where the main character, who is what's her name? I had it on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember. The main character is driving to this like complex where all these people have gone missing, and it is night, but you can faintly see like the mountains in the distance, and she's heading to this like compound where they are. It's actually a really beautiful shot.
I was going to say, so the other thing that stood out to me, I was trying to look that up, is the characters. I feel like it did a really good job of making me like care about these characters. Like, we're only one episode in, but the main lady, it's the older like detective lady, right, that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Her, and then the other the lady that got pulled off that case, the one with like all the tattoos and everything.
Right. Yes.
Man, I should have. I don't know any of these names. I'm really bad at that. But like those two, very interested in just like that dynamic in general. I feel like there's a lot of like weaving storylines, because even that main detective lady has that girl that she's watching over. That it didn't really go into like. It didn't go into why she has her. Clearly, something happened to her parents. That's not actually her daughter, but she's kind of the guardian over her. And it didn't go into like who she is or where she came from. So it feels like it was setting up a lot of things.
They do a good job of like establishing how all these characters know each other, and pretty quickly you get into like what the mystery is going to be. You don't get a lot of room to breathe as far as, like it picks up and the mystery kind of pops off right away. Like, they literally at one point find a fucking tongue, which is really like the way it's shot is really unsettling, and you're just like,
Could you tell what that was the first time? I knew it was a body part, but I couldn't tell. Like, is that an ear? Is that a?
I could not. No, I knew it was like a piece of meat, probably from a human.
Yeah.
There's one really odd moment where the other cop, the native cop who's actually played by a UFC fighter. I didn't realize until after the episode, but I looked it up. She's a former like a MMA fighter. She does a great job though. But anyway, she's driving through this town. She stops, and there's a fucking polar bear just chilling in the middle of the road, dude.
Yeah.
And it looks terrifying. It looks like something from a nightmare.
Because it's got an eye missing and like a scar going through its face.
Yes.
And I feel
terrifying.
like a polar bear is already like an incredibly menacing animal. And then when you throw like a battle scar across its face and an eye missing, dude, I've heard polar bears are fucking mean.
I've heard they're quite ill-tempered and would not hesitate to eat the shit out of a human. Is what I've heard.
And that one looked pretty crazy. So Detective Liz Danvers is the main kind of older detective lady, and then we have Navarro. She's the native one you were just talking about.
Right.
And then also kind of interesting, like the father-son duo or dynamic in the police force. Peter Pryor's the son, and then his dad, Hank. Something weird going on there. I get weird vibes like from that dad. I don't know why.
There is, yeah. Like at one point, the son has to like sneak in and take something, and the dad catches him. He's just like, "Oh yeah, have it.
Show me what you took." You know. And
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah.
It's this picture, or whatever. It really strange.
Yeah.
So also the older white lady who it doesn't really explain who she is, but she's following that guy like through the snowstorm.
Right.
Who ultimately, like, this is kind of the ultimate spoiler of the episode, but who ultimately leads her to who we presume is all the bodies that were missing from that research center. But he's the guy with the long hair, and at one point he's kind of out there like doing this stuff.
It does kind of cross into like I don't think there's magic or anything in this world, but like I think there's certainly going to be some instances of like some ghosts that manifest.
Yeah.
Like there's a guy who's apparently dead and directs this woman across the dark ice, the fucking tundra, and she finds the buried bodies of these researchers who have gone missing, which is really unsettling. They're like
frozen,
buried up to the neck in the ice, and only their like face and hands, and they're just like, mangled from being out in the probably negative 50 weather.
At first, I thought it was just their heads that they found, but then you see like their hand, like you can tell they're buried. But at first, I thought it was just the heads. But I thought it was like, okay, so they go there to try and find these people in this research center, and then at the end, we kind of find out where they are. I didn't know if that was going to be a series-long mystery. Like they kind of showed you at the very end, like, okay, all these people are dead,
Right.
Like I don't know. I feel like that could have been like a whole series thing, or how they did it. Really weird though, because in the very beginning they said she's awake. You remember that? And that's like the last thing that you see of any of them.
Yeah. Oh man, I forgot about that. Yeah, I should probably watch these a lot closer to record. But yeah, that I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I feel like it's going to be like the final episode of the season. You're going to be like, oh yeah,
right.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. I'm interested to see where this goes because, like I said, I've watched season 1, part of season 2, all of season 3. And this show is firmly planted in reality. Like, there's nothing paranormal or spiritual really about this show. Like, it's all kind of based in reality. But I remember the first season, it had some really weird stuff going on. Like, until you find out what's going on, you do kind of wonder, like, is this something more than human? Is this something like creature-like or whatever? Like it kind of leads you in that direction. So I'm curious to see where this one goes. If it kind of stays with that theme, or if, like you said, it kind of presents some nothing too out there, but like some ghosty type stuff or something like that. Kind of excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I would say it's a show that I usually give. I think you and I are similar. Like we'll give a show usually an episode or two to kind of get its hooks in. It's got its hooks in. This is something that I want to watch. I'm eager to watch episode 2.
I think so. I want to watch it tonight, but I don't want to watch it too far from us recording so I can like know what's going on. But I was really excited to watch it tonight.
Yeah, I might wait and crush it like right before next weekend. I did real quick before we wrap up this piece. I want to kind of circle back to when we were talking about our favorite things that we watched in 2023. I did watch and finish The Fall of the House of Usher. And that was one that you had said was in your top for the year for last year. And I just want to say, rightly so, man. That show was fucking good.
It's one of those where after each episode, like, you just have to watch the next one.
Yeah,
and they all end in such a crazy fashion, you know. And then like the usher and the cymbal comes up, and man, every episode was just like, it's a binge-worthy show for sure.
It's really good. It's definitely hard to put down. It is just equally kind of unsettling. There's actually some kind of like darkly funny moments in it, but it is it's delightfully odd. It was a good show, man, and there's a lot
It's got some heavy fucked up stuff in it, but it's also got some kind of more lighthearted, like just character driven stuff in it too. You know, it ranges pretty well.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that. I thought everyone did a good job. There's a lot of crazy to see like Luke Skywalker playing this old kind of like disheveled lawyer for the family. Like he's just like this old grizzly man.
Is that him?
Yeah, that's Mark Hamill. Did you not realize that's Luke Skywalker?
Oh, dude, I did not put that together. I had no idea.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
He's getting old, man.
Because he's like a shriveled old man now.
Yeah, man. He's getting old. He's in his 70s now. He's still got it though.
Okay, he does. It's got a great mystery too. You know, it's not really a spoiler. Like it goes back and forth in time. Like it jumps between time periods and kind of pieces everything together, and it all merges towards the end. But it keeps you guessing. Like what's the story here? You know. Really good. Would definitely recommend that to anybody that hasn't seen it yet.
Well, you recommended it to me, and I enjoyed it. So,
heck yeah. Well, you want to do? We're gonna finish strong and do some write-ins.
Let's finish strong. Let's not flame out here.
Okay, we're gonna hold up our end of the bargain here and finish strong. Let's see.
Keep it strong.
Questions. We can cut this part out. I haven't actually looked over these.
There is a audio one, but I don't have a way to edit that in, so we can save that for when I get back. But I think
so. We did COD last time, right?
So we can do
the COD mode.
Yeah, let's do the 3 in between COD mode and Padre there, and we'll probably call it good.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah, that works. Do you want to go first or second?
Yeah, I can go first. Okay.
Cool.
All right. This first one comes to us from the Discord. Coolboy3010. Thank you for writing in, buddy. And he asks, would you rather play through Red Dead Redemption 2 as Solid Snake or Metal Gear as Arthur Morgan? Wow, that's an excellent question. If so, which version of Snake and which game of Metal Gear? That is that's actually a really fun question. I like that.
It's very creative. I gotta say, I think I gotta go RD2 as Solid Snake, because I assume you get all his
gear,
all his stuff, right? Yeah, like you're gonna be like, nobody's gonna be a match for you. I feel like being in that world with like everything at his disposal would be like, those motherfuckers wouldn't know what hit them.
Yeah, I think so too. I would also
I feel like Arthur Morgan might be outmatched.
A little outmatched, yeah. Although, you know, okay, I'll say this because I know you're still kind of a virgin on the Metal Gear series. I feel like you're absolutely right. Snake has way more of a chance. Obviously, like he's going back in time with all of his. Even if he's not, okay. Let's say it's Naked Snake from Metal Gear Solid 3. That's the one in the jungle, right? That dude starts off the game with no stuff. So I feel like, and at one point he actually gets a cowboy gun. He gets a single action army, which he knows how to use. Yeah. So I feel like him going back to a game that has really dense like jungle and forest biomes it would be a no-brainer. Like, even if all he had was cowboy guns, he'd be fine.
Right.
But yeah, Artie Morgan in Metal Gear is a disaster waiting to happen. Although I will say, I would love to see Arthur Morgan and Revolver Ocelot have a showdown, because Revolver Ocelot is one of the bosses in Metal Gear, and he famously loves old Western movies, and he uses cowboy guns, and I think that'd be a fun fight.
That'd be pretty cool to see, like, AI mock up Arthur Morgan versus him.
Yeah, that would be fun. Also, Solid Snake sneaking around and, like, you know,
Yeah.
sneaking up on Micah.
I feel like-
snapping his
I
neck.
feel like Arthur would not know how to process that world. I remember from Metal Gear 5, the Bumblebee episode, or not episode, the Bumblebee mission. Remember that? Is that what they are? Bumblebee?
There's the Bumblebee and the Honeybee, the two, like,
A honey.
high-powered rocket launchers.
I
And
just
they-
remember one, like, whatever those enemies are where they can't see you or some. Man,
I
I barely remember, but it's like the hardest mission on there.
Yeah, you fight them and you take the rocket launcher, and it's called Metallic Archaea, and when it explodes, it's like these big, like, rock splinters, like, pop up out of the ground. And, yeah, I remember that mission. Yeah.
Seeing Arthur try to
was
pull
fun.
that mission off.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
What the fuck?
Boy, what the hell? Yeah, he'd be upset.
Good question. That might win the creativity award thus far.
Yeah. Thanks, cool boy. You're up.
Do y'all like Halo? USA Country 75. Sorry, could I identify you? USA Country 75. Do y'all like Halo the game and the TV series?
I'll let you go first.
I played the games back in the day. I'm definitely not a fanatic or anything. When we come to your house, you, me, and your kids like to play Halo, so that's kind of my highlight of playing that game.
It's got couch co-op
you know,
appeal for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I finished like 1 and 2, I think. So I would say, you know, I don't know. I had a little bit of fun with it, but I'm not a fanatic. I had not seen the TV series actually. If it's good, I'd be interested. If it's not, then probably steer clear of that one. But I don't know anything about it.
I think I'm with you in that Halo had its time for sure. Don't get me wrong. Pre-COD, me loved Halo.
Sure.
I just feel like as a first-person experience for tightness, it just doesn't quite pop the way that other shooters that you and I enjoy play. But it is fun in a kind of more silly way. Like Halo to me is squarely planted between Fortnite and Call of Duty in terms of
Sure.
like art style and silliness. Like, of course, I know like Halo throughout the years has gotten like, as you know, like Halo 4 and 5 have gotten like a little bit darker or whatever. But I don't know. Halo for me was always Halo 1, 2, and a little bit of 3. I never watched the TV series. I have no interest in watching that. I have seen some clips on TikTok and stuff, and it just nothing about the clips that I've seen evoke the game at all to me.
What is it on? I feel like a lot of times, like whatever service it is on tells me what
Paramount
I need to know.
Plus.
Okay.
And
like I
I
said,
do not
Like,
have
I feel
Paramount
like,
Plus, so I'll not be getting it just to watch Halo.
like for the most part, you know, if it's on HBO, it's probably good. Prime's usually pretty good. When it comes on these like fucking Tubi, Peacock, like
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah.
Not
We need to start. It's time to start consolidating that shit. We don't want to do that. We don't want to have a million subscriptions anymore. I've just started cutting those off, man.
That one time you and I were playing COD and we downloaded Halo, just to see. Remember? And I think we played like a match. And we're like,
we were
man, this
one
is
in,
just
one
not-
out. We were very quickly like, nope.
COD just felt so much more intense from the gunplay to the explosions, like just from the franticness
Yeah.
in general. Like everything in Halo felt very like reserved.
Slow. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I like Halo. I don't love it as much as I love many other things.
If that's your favorite thing, USA Country 75. Sorry,
Yeah.
we're not hating. We're not hating.
We're not hating. We're just not loving. You know what I mean? But
Sure.
But anyway, yeah, thanks for writing in, USA Country. Pizza Lord writes in again. Praise the Lord. Praise the Pizza Lord. Are there any sports you guys enjoy watching? Now, I'm going to answer first because I know what Cody's going to say. I occasionally will watch sports. But most of the time, I can think of at least 5 other things I'd rather do than watch a sport game on TV. But Cody, you're not like that.
I do like watching sports. The best way I could sum it up is football. I'm all there through the regular season, college, NFL. Like, I love watching football. The other big 3 sports, I'm there for like the postseason. Like, I'm not watching a regular season basketball, hockey, or baseball game. But when it gets to like the playoffs and the championship games for each sport, I usually will tune in for that. So.
For sure. It is a thing. So I like baseball. Baseball's probably my favorite sport. And we did watch the postseason this year, not just because the Rangers were in it to win it, but they did win it. I feel like I need to mention that periodically so that the world remembers.
Yeah, never forget.
Rangers 2023 champs, baby. But watching a single mid-season baseball game is like a drop in the ocean. I mean, there are so many fucking baseball games.
It just
so
doesn't
many.
matter.
really
If I'm going to
doesn't.
spend my time watching something, I need to know that there's at least a sliver of importance to it, that it matters. And that's the reason nobody watches preseason. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
And I feel like with each baseball game, I know they add up, but that one game kind of doesn't matter. So I don't feel like spending my time watching it.
Yeah, and it's not like football. Like, I feel like football, which I don't love as much. It is fun to watch, but a single game can kind of turn the tide. Even before you get into the postseason, sometimes a team getting beat or a team getting a win at the right moment, even in the middle of the season, can be a big difference for how they finish out the year. It does feel like the games have more impact in football. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a huge overall I enjoy it, but I don't have to do it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean the football games are just weighted so much more. Each one just, when you have 17 games versus 162, each one just. Each game is essentially like 10 baseball games,
Yeah. It is. You're getting a lot more bang for your buck in football.
For sure.
But yeah, hey, thanks Pizza Lord, for writing in. Praise the Pizza Lord. Mucho apreciado. Hey, that's going to do it for this week. Again, sorry, it's kind of a short episode. We got a couple more of these virtuals, probably 2 more weekends of me on the road, unfortunately, but we're getting to the end of that. Appreciate your patience in that, sticking with us. Hey, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, turn that little dingle bell thing on, ding-a-ling-a-ling, and throw us a like. Jump in the comments, answer back. Head over to our Discord. It'll be linked in the description. And jump in here and find the channel called Questions for Podcast. And we might read something on the air that you wrote. Wouldn't that be neat? You might
get read.
You might get read. That would be exciting. But yeah, we're looking forward to getting me back to my house where I have all my stuff and where I am close to Cody. We're still working on a more permanent solution for a podcast headquarters with stuff and things on the wall that makes it look like we have a cool place to hang out. That's not just a room in our house.
Sure.
Yeah, we're working on that. We got big plans for 2024. I feel very excited, and I want to say thank you to everyone who's stuck with us up to now.
You just wait. And hey, Josh.
Yeah?
I would just like for you to be...
you stole it. Baja Blast. You hijacked it. That's okay. I'll let you do it this one time. You can do the Baja Blessing. Hey, thanks. Thanks, you guys. We love you so much. We'll see you on the flippy.
See ya.
See ya.